Hey coaches, this is Yvonne Santos, and if you don't know this by now, I have two awesome kids, Brandon and Bianca, who are very intent, goal oriented, and know what they want, when they want, and how they want it. And I think this goes for all kids. So if you don't have any kids, I need you to do this little experiment and try to give a no to a kid who wants something, and see what happens. They will negotiate until they get a yes from you and until they get what they want. And as coaches, I think this is a great example of how we should treat our no's. Not from a perspective where you're always like badgering them like children, but using it as an opportunity to paint a picture for people to see what's available for them as challengers or as Beachbody coaches themselves. One way to do that after you've already interviewed people as far as, obtaining their goals, understanding why they want to get healthy and fit, and why they should be part of your challenge group, is to really bring those goals back up to their attention. So if you get a no because you've invited someone to a challenge group after discovering what their goals are, really understand, okay, you've said no to me, and that's fine. But what parts of the challenge group did you like? What parts were you attracted to? It's a great opportunity to do so. And they might start creating a dialogue with you. It's always about going back and forth, and ending your last message with a question. So if they come back to you after you've asked them, what do you like? With I really like the support that you're giving. Say, I know I felt the same way too. And paint the picture for them. Or if they come back and say, I don't have time to work out. Well, create the picture for them based on the experiences that you have seen within the challenge group. I know I'm a busy mom of two kids, working full time and trying to get this Beachbody business off the ground. But what I discovered from my personal experience is that when I spent a little bit of time on my health and fitness, it actually created more time for me during the day and gave me more energy to do the things that I wanted to do. It energized me. So always bring that back up to them. Well, you don't have time. I can hear you on that point. I mean, I wish I had more time during the day just to get everything I need to get done for the week and my two busy kids. But what I found is that when I spent a little couple hours every day on my Beachbody business, that it is now alleviating and creating an opportunity for me to come home and be with my children. So there's ways that you can open up the conversation, creating the pictures. What would it feel like for you to be 20 pounds lighter? If you could be 20 pounds lighter right now, what would that feel like? Can you paint that picture for me? And some people might be like, wow, I don't even know how that would look like. Or some people would say, that's great. Yeah, that is great, but paint the picture for me, because my great is completely different than your great. I want to hear you. And I want to feel the way it would feel like. And then they paint the picture for you. In the perfect world, they paint the picture for you. And then you say, that's what's possible in these challenge groups. That's what can happen for you when you have a coach, when I am your coach, or when you join our team in health and fitness. So I talked about their goals. I made them visualize it and own it. Very similar to the peeling the onion. I'm trying to figure out what the core of why they want to lose that weight. And then saying that's where you can find it. You can find it here. Now, when we're talking about price objections, those can be kind of tricky because, we're talking about money and other people's money, and you don't want to go in and offend them, right? And I'm going to be truthful here. You're kind of like, oh, well, they know how to manage their money and I shouldn't partake in that point, right? But what happens is that they're confined in their little space of their bills and their expenses and what they're used to, that you're bringing something else in. They're like, whoa. Don't bring that stuff here because I really don't need any more on my plate. Same thing with committing to a challenge group. They don't know what's available. And you can use the feel, felt, found experience. What I feel you, I know where you're coming from. I felt the same way when I first made my first package, when I first paid for my first package of Shakeology and workout program. I thought it was too expensive. And this is my honest truth story. I thought it was too expensive. But what I found was that when I made little changes in my diet and followed the meal plan and got the support from my challengers, that I was actually saving money during the month and losing weight. Now that was mind-boggling. Wouldn't you like to save some money during the month and still be on track with your health and fitness? So there you're opening up the question for them again, back and forth, back and forth. So you always want to end your conversation with a question. Now the commitment issue is another great one that I have been running into all the time. I can't do what you do. You're a super mom. You're just everywhere. You can do it all. So can you. That's the beauty of it. Because I decided to take the leap and decided to join a challenge group and become a coach myself, I created accountability for me to be that super mom. I always had the same things on my plate, but now you just see it out in the public a little bit more so than everybody else does. Because I love to share what I'm doing. Because I love to give hope to other people that they can do it too. So here's the opportunity for you to jump and see if it works for you, which with my support, we will both do this together. And that's very key for you to say, we'll both do this together with my support or our support as a team, because you don't want to drag them along, right? No, they are part of this whole process. You are a little tiny piece of this whole process. They are the whole piece of the process. So those are some tactics that I use. And I hate to say tactics, that's just so salesy, right? But those are just some things that I do use when I'm talking to people. But what I've learned over time is that I need to be bold and I need to be me. And I know that this stuff works. I know that Beachbody and the programs have changed my life for the better. And I have seen what it's done to my own customers and my own coaches. So use that to amplify you, pump you up, and just be bold and go out there and enjoy what you're doing. Because a no is not right now. And there are so many things that you can do with those no's. You can use those no's as a time to gather more information. So I say go out there, be a kid, and negotiate. I hope this has helped you guys with price objections, commitments, and also just any no's to any challenge groups. If you have any other questions, please post them down below in the comments. One thing that I do have a call to action for you is that if aside from price, commitment, and just a plain old no, I'm not interested, what other objections have you heard of? And the first person who gives me, or the person who gives me the most unique no down below will get a personal prize from me. Have a good time and see you later, coaches.